The Book of Mormon, it's an understatement to call it a hit. 9 Tony Awards, even a Grammy for Best Musical Theater Album.
When it was on Omaha last, about 3 years ago, every show sold out. I tried, couldn't get tickets. So me and every other person who missed out then cheered when we learned it was coming back.
I got in last time. How about that? On stage at the Orpheum right now, Cody, Jamison, Strand plays Elder Cunningham, and Candace Quarrels plays Nebulungi.
Hi, Candace, Cody, it's nice to meet you.
Nice to have us.
This is really a politically correct Broadway show, right?
Yes, quite.
No, but explain the concept. Explain what the show's about, the plot.
Okay, in a nutshell, without giving away too much, you have these 2 Mormon missionaries who get sent on their mission to serve in Uganda. And that's where the show starts. So I don't think I can say anymore.
Right. Well, it's racier than most.
Ish.
Because I'm sitting there with my mother-in-law who raised 4 boys, thank goodness. So she wasn't terribly sensitive. But there were some moments where I was like, oh boy, that's provocative.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Don't
so
bring
the
the
language,
kids.
the whole thing, right?
Don't bring the kids.
It's very funny.
Oh yeah.
Right, but the writers, I feel like that you would expect that.
Trey and Matt, who are the creators of South Park. It's very South Parky. It's that kind of humor. But you say it's politically correct, and it's very political, I think. I like to say that it's a musical that says so much underneath all of the South Park humor.
It does. Have you ever offended anybody in the audience?
Yeah.
I mean, have you heard stories? The offended people?
My favorite thing is to go on Yelp and read like the 1-star reviews of people who I'm like, you just did not
What did
get
they say? Did they not know what they were getting themselves into?
Exactly. And I'm like, well, you know, it's not like we hide it. It's like by the creators of South Park, so.
I mean, and the tickets say like 18 and up. Like, be careful.
But you're at the glorious Orpheum Theater.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
It's a nice
it sounds
venue.
Amazing, yeah.
And you guys sounded amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Well, you're obviously great, but I mean, when you start singing, I was
here.
like, whoa, Candace. It was just awesome. It's hard to imagine that this is your first national touring production. I thought, where has she been this whole time?
Yeah.
Well, but were you on the original on Broadway?
I did it only for 6 months, but I started on the other national tour that was here. Well, no. Yeah.
You were on the first national.
The other tour that just closed.
Look at Candace.
I'm like his tour wife. He was on the first national, and then he was on Broadway,
and
now
I've
he's
been here.
Can you talk about how your characters, both of your characters, fit into the plot? I mean, who are your characters?
Well, we're kind of the lovebirds of the show. Kind of. I mean, there's not really a love story, but if there was one, it's us.
It's us, yeah. He comes to Uganda, and he meets little old me, who I like to call the Disney princess of the village. And we become really good friends, and I'm kind of the only one who is open to listening with my own, motives.
Oh, there is.
Yeah.
Well, that's the baptism. That's the closest thing to your love scene, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's
when
pretty
you tuck
close.
in behind the sheet. Have there been any changes? If somebody saw it on Broadway, is it still like the Nicki Minaj reference? I'm like, is that new? Like, or
That's
is it still
Cody
really?
Strand original.
Yeah.
That's a Cody Strand original?
He changes it every night.
So you don't know what he's going to throw at you?
Oh, I have to be so prepared. There have been a few shows where he hits me with something. I glare at him. He'll hit me with something, and I just can't control myself. And the last thing the audience wants is for Nebulungi to start like cackling.
Right.
But it's happened a couple times with this one. So
Evil.
What do you think the underlying message is? You said it's kind of political, but what do you think the message is?
Well, I mean, it's sort of like you have this chaotic show that at the very end it all wraps up with this, beautiful message that's like, it doesn't matter if what you believe or if you make things up or if you break the rules, as long as we're all working together to make this planet work right now.
And I feel like there was something else for me too. Somebody else doesn't have to believe in you to be there, because there comes a point for them where they're told to basically just go home. You're of no use here. And they make a different choice for themselves. I feel like that was something else too that they were going to decide.
Because it also is like everyone's so concerned about the afterlife, and I'm like, well, this life is also just as important. So maybe put a little more focus here.
Got a little
too.
Elon Musk direction going here.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Don't make my head explode. No, this is fun. How was the audience last couple nights?
It's been amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been good here.
Good.
Really good. Well, I felt like during the curtain call, I could see your faces, and you just received the love.
Oh, it was amazing.
It was really honest. I felt like you weren't acting.
Oh,
That look of
no.
appreciation, it wasn't an act.
Yeah, absolutely. It's incredible. That's the moment when, you get because you can't really interact with the audience so much, but then it's finally like such a give and take at the end.
Yeah.
And then you have the people just singing their faces off, and it's just so
like
much
I
fun
believe.
too.
I'm just like at the
Yeah.
end, like trying to grab people next to me to sway side to side. Everybody's like, "Girl, what is your problem? Like, get off me!" I'm like, "No, but this is the best. I love it."
Well, there's still tickets available. Ticketomaha.com is a website that you can go to. There's also going to be a lottery before each performance. A limited number of tickets will be available at $25 each.
But it's cash only, so you get, listen, who's carrying cash? But make sure you do when you go to the Orpheum for that lottery. The entries are going to be accepted at the box office at the Orpheum Theater beginning 2.5 hours prior to each performance. And if you go to see, we have some amazing musicals that come through Omaha, but this is one where the crowds are huge. There's not an empty seat to be found. So if you're going down to maybe eat and grab parking and do all of that beforehand, give yourself a little bit of extra room on the Book of Mormon, just because it's been 3 years since it was here. It sold out last time. People like me have been feeling sorry for ourselves this whole time.
Finally, she can live
After
in
last
peace
night.
now.
And sometimes when you build something up in your mind and you just hope that it comes close, but when it exceeds that lofty expectation and you walk away and you're just like, you're so full, like you're just so glad you got to see it. And that's how I felt last night,
good.
Cody.
Thank
you.
you.
Well, good luck with the
Thank
rest
you.
of the show.
Thank
Thanks
you
for stopping by
very
this
much.
morning.
Yeah, thank
Really
you.
great to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you guys too.
Thank you. Well,